The news is streaming live on YouTube. Visit ABC News GH for more content over there. Let's begin with our first story. While Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the presidential candidate of the New Patriotic Party, has reiterated his pledge to create millions of jobs if elected in Ghana's upcoming 2024 general elections. Addressing a youth-focused event titled Engagement with the Youth on Sunday, November 3rd, Dr. Bawumia stressed that job creation and youth empowerment will be central to his administration, aiming to further Ghana's economic recovery and growth. Dr. Bawumia outlined his plans to implement business-friendly policies from January 2025, emphasizing that these initiatives are designed to stimulate economic growth across various sectors. These policies, he said, will serve as a catalyst for job creation, promoting entrepreneurship, innovation, and sustainable development.
The growth of the Ghanaian economy has been revised upwards to 4% for 2024 and higher in 2025. To put it into perspective, the economy grew by a mere 3.4% in 2016, the last year under President John Mahama. In fact, in 2025, Standard & Poor's is more buoyant with their forecast at 5.4%. I am even more optimistic that it is possible to do even more if, with your vote, you elect me as your next president and we implement my comprehensive business-friendly and job creation program.
Meanwhile, the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has called on Ghanaian youth to repose your confidence in him come December 7 to do more for the country. Addressing a youth-focused event titled Engagement with the Youth, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia urged Ghanaian youth not to bring back John Dramani Mahama, who he described as a failed leader. He added that as vice president, he has done a lot for the country, and should he be elected on 7th December, he will even do more for the country.
Economic environment is a prerequisite for decent and sustainable job creation. With our philosophy of economic liberalism, we believe it is our responsibility to create an enabling environment for the private sector, which we believe is our engine of growth to flourish. Among other things, a stable macroeconomic environment is paramount. My government will reduce the fiscal burden on government by leveraging the private sector. Under the two-term administration of His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, we have put in place many social safety nets, like free SHS, free TVET, and so on. With all these social safety nets.
Still on election, founder and leader of the Movement for Change, Alan Kyerematen, has pledged to stabilize the economy and reduce the exchange rate to below 5 cedis if elected as president. During his mega victory walk in the Greater Accra region on 2nd November 2024, Mr. Kyerematen voiced his dismay over the current economic challenges, emphasizing his commitment to an economic transformation that will address the country's inflation and exchange rate struggles. In his speech after the walk, Allen identified 4 major problems facing the nation to be unemployment, corruption, galamsey, and the ailing economy. He assured the crowd that comprehensive solutions to these issues are embedded in the Great Transformational Plan, the GTP, positioning it as the only detailed program pragmatic blueprint aimed at tackling the root cause of these challenges. And now the Electoral Commission of Ghana has firmly refuted claims of printing extra ballot papers for the 2024 general elections. Addressing the media at the tour during a tour of some printing centers, Dr. Bosman Osare, who is the deputy chairman of the commission in charge of corporate services, reassured the public of a transparent and accountable ballot paper printing process. Dr. Osare emphasized that any excess ballots are destroyed in the pretense of political party agents maintaining transparency and fairness in the electoral process. He further assured Ghanaians of the EC's commitment to a peaceful and credible elections.
This is the total number going to this particular region. This is the total number going to this particular constituency. So if you hear anyone saying anywhere that the Electoral Commission has printed more than the necessary ballots, that's a complete lie. Because the parties are aware, they know the ballot statistics for each region, for each constituency. And in this year's election, what the commission said is that we are giving each constituency an increase of 2%. And that's exactly what we are printing. So if you hear anywhere people say, oh, the EC has printed excess of 3,000, 2,000 here, it's not true. And the parties are here, and the parties agents themselves can testify that indeed the numbers the EC has given to the parties, that's what we are printing. That's what the printing houses are printing. And that's what EC officials are also checking, and the parties are also checking. And as I indicated, when we finish all the ballots for each constituency together, as far as each region is also concerned, will be bagged, and the parties are going to have their seals on the bags. The EC is also going to have.
Still in election, the president of the Ghana Pentecostal and Charismatic Council, Apostle Eric Nyamiche, has called on all stakeholders and political parties to prioritize the peace and well-being of Ghanaians as the country prepares for the 2024 general elections. He made this appeal at the launch of the National Peace Campaign themed Let Peace Prevail, held at the forecourt of the State House on Sunday, November 3. In his address, Apostle Nyamiche urged stakeholders to avoid violence, emphasizing the need for sacrifice, compromise, and intentional and international actions that will support peace and stability for Ghanaians throughout the election period and beyond.
Prioritize the peace and well-being of our citizens in every election. Achieving this will require sacrifices, compromises, and concessions. It will demand intentional efforts and thoughtful action by all meaningful stakeholders of the land. It is crucial to prioritize the peace and well-being of our citizens in every election. Achieving this will require sacrifices, compromises, and concessions. It will demand intentional efforts and thoughtful action by all meaningful stakeholders of the land. It is crucial.
Away from elections, let's move to the Upper East region when one more person has been killed and his vehicle burnt to ashes in Boko on Saturday, November 2, sparking a sporadic gunfire in the area. The victim in Boga Boko, a commercial driver known as Madi, was attacked on his way to Bolgatanga, bringing the death toll from recent clashes to 21. The violence, which had appeared to subside, reignited following the return of Alhaji Saidu Abagri, a rival chief who had been in exile since February 2023. Abagri initially fled Boko after an arrest warrant was issued against him following his contest installation as chief in Nalrugu. However, a High Court ruling in Kumasi on October 17, 2024 quashed the warrant, allowing him to return. His arrival on October 26 sparked a resurgence of the long-standing chieftaincy dispute, resulting in gunfire that left 2 dead and several others injured. The community now faces renewed tensions and fears of further violence. A 6 o'clock a.m. to 6 o'clock p.m. curfew has been imposed, with security forces actively enforcing the restriction to curb the unrest. Away from that, let's do some health issue where the Ghana Health Service has reiterated its call on the general public to practice good hygiene following the rapid spread of cholera infection in parts of the country. According to the health officials, good sanitary condition within the communities will help contain the spread of the disease. The Owutu Senya East Municipal Health Directorate in the Central Region is the latest to confirm 30 cases, with 5 deaths recorded in the last few days. The Municipal Chief Executive of Owutu Senya East, Anita Obo Love Emisa, noted that the cases are increasing. She is hopeful it won't slow down in the coming days. Meanwhile, the Ada East and Ada West District lead as the disease hotspot, and the Ghana Health Service is intensifying awareness and education on health tips to stay clean and safe from infection using its social media handles. In a Facebook post during animation illustration, the general public is reminded that the cholera anywhere in the country is cholera everywhere. The service is scheduled to release an update on the cholera situation in the country in the coming days. And that's all for this morning on ABC Headlines. I am Eric Chunibwa.